Coming up on Ag Week TV, we'll share the story of recovery for a young farmer after a near-fatal car accident. We'll talk about crop conditions with farmers from across the Corn Belt. Farmers look at the opportunities in the CBD oil market, and
in the Soil Health Minute, we'll talk about cover crop options for both grazing and prevented plant.
Welcome to Ag Week TV. I'm Michelle Rook. EPA officials visited South Dakota this week to look at the future of biofuels, water quality, and soil management practices, and how the agency can support these efforts. The regional administrator toured Alverson Farms near Chester and shared his thoughts about the opportunities there are for farmers to generate credits or get a payment for carbon sequestration and soil health practices in the near future.
If you can show carbon reduction, for example, that you should certainly explore whether there could be a credit-based system or something to incentivize that behavior. And I have no doubt that that's going to be developed over time in the agricultural community.
Alversons have been building organic matter and sequestering carbon for years through conservation tillage. Keith Alverson says the corn they grow on that land results in lower carbon ethanol.
We're realizing that we're actually adding carbon to the soil, and so corn ethanol should be getting a credit for that.
He says the demand for that product on the West Coast is resulting in a premium for South Dakota ethanol plants that will hopefully trickle down to the farm. Sopkin also toured the Glacial Lakes ethanol plant in Watertown. He was impressed with E30 and hopes studies can be conducted to break through the regulatory barriers the product currently faces. A planned soybean processing plant near Jamestown, North Dakota is not going to be built. The Spiritwood Energy Park Association has exercised its option to terminate an agreement with the North Dakota soybean processors for the plant. But the SEPA board has also approved a temporary agreement with another firm for the development of another unspecified project at the SEPA Industrial Park. The $287 million soybean plant has been delayed several times while organizers continued to raise money. Plans called for the plant to process 127,000 bushels of soybeans per day into biodiesel and other soy oil products. The soy meal would also be sold for livestock feed. Sign up for the market facilitation program started on Monday, July 29th at County Farm Service Agency offices as well as online. County payment rates and other MFP details were announced last week by USDA. Non-specialty crop payments are based on a single county payment rate multiplied by a farm's total planting of MFP-eligible crops in aggregate in 2019. County rates range from $15 to $150 per acre, but in the region were mostly from $50 to $70. Payments are not dependent on which crops are planted, and farmers will receive 50% of the total in this first round.
Half will be made early and remaining payments will be made later as the market determines.
Schubeck says farmers with prevented plant acres that seeded a cover crop by August 1st will receive $15 per acre. However, farmers say that penalizes them if they've been unable to plant a crop.
It's certainly not going to make us whole, and not that that's what's necessary, but it's pretty frustrating. If we have to plant a cover crop to receive that MFP, then you've got an expense of a cover crop also.
Dairy producers receive 20 cents per hundredweight based on production history, and the payment for hog producers is $11 per pig based on live hog inventory on a day selected by the producer between April 1st and May 15th. Again, producers will only receive half of that amount in the first payment. A young grain trader accused of a multi-million-dollar fraud has changed his plea to guilty. 22-year-old Hunter Hansen made the plea change in federal court in Bismarck this week. Hunter told the judge he got overwhelmed in his grain trading business, leading him to defraud at least 60 farmers and ag businesses in North Dakota, Minnesota, and Canada out of more than $11 million. Federal guidelines call for him to serve between 6.5 and 8 years in prison, and he has agreed to make full restitution to his victims. Up next on Ag Week TV, we'll take you to a Minnesota dairy farm that made it through the latest dairy crisis.
Martinson Ag Risk Management offers a variety of crop marketing and crop insurance packages to our customers. With over 40 years of experience, our dedicated staff works hard to ensure you get the best advice on crop insurance, marketing, and risk management. Contact Randy or any of the staff at Martinson Ag Risk Management today at 701-205-4200 or visit us online at martinsonag.com.
Nothing holds more promise than a seed. And when it comes from Peterson Farm Seed, it's backed with a promise from us. We'll sell no seed we wouldn't be happy to plant on our own farm, so that growers like Mark can keep a promise of his own, to teach his kids how to care for the land, their family, and their community, and build a future that extends generations. Grow your promise. Grow Peterson Farm Seed.
Dig, lay, and bury drain tile all in one pass with the Crary Tile Pro Plow. The Crary Tile Pro Plow lays tile up to 7 feet deep with boot sizes of 4 to 12 inches. Advantages of installing drain tile to your field provides increased overall yield, improved soil moisture levels, and controls soil erosion. It pays to tile with a Crary Tile Pro. To locate a dealer near you, visit www.crarytilepro.com.
Dakota Fest is back August 20th through the 22nd in Mitchell, South Dakota. Dakota Fest exists to provide you the tools to grow your family farm operation. Network with over 500 exhibitors specialized in row crop and livestock farming. Attend ag education sessions and experience live equipment demos you can only see in person. Don't forget to bring the family for great food and fun kid events as well. Join Dakota Fest this year, August 20th through the 22nd. For more information and discounted tickets, visit dakotafest.com.
Mayo Manufacturing, your Red River Valley source for Batco. Mayo Manufacturing, your Red River Valley Batco dealer.
According to the 2017 Census of Agriculture, from 2012 to 2017, Minnesota lost more than 5,500 dairy cows. And unfortunately, the economic situation in the dairy industry hasn't improved since those statistics were first reported. However, a dairy operation in Stearns County decided to expand amidst the dairy crisis to provide a future for their family operation.
With a son wanting to get into farming, we have to help the next generation get involved.
That was the motivation behind the recent expansion at Hillview Farm from 180 to 230 cows and the addition of robots. But Tim Kerfield says it also made good business sense.
When we did their cash flows on it and be able to do more, milk more cows or get more milk out of less people, that helps in the bottom line.
The expansion came amidst a 4-year down cycle in milk prices when many dairies his size were exiting the business. So what's his secret?
We do run a custom harvesting business. It's another business off to the side that helps pay the bills, but it's also watching the bottom line.
And that includes intensifying their management.
Whether it's the ration that's could be tweaked a little bit and save a couple pennies here and there, or it's you're just not buying equipment that year. And we looked at milk production. We have to keep the components up to get the good milk price.
And so Kerfield has no regrets about expanding, yet staying small enough to keep the farm family run for years to come.
It's probably where the industry is going to go, but it's not our choice that we want to go that big.
North Dakota has been one of a handful of states participating in pilot programs to grow industrial hemp since the 2014 Farm Bill. The 2018 Farm Bill set the stage for nationwide hemp production, but the USDA hasn't finished the rulemaking procedure to give states an idea how it will work. As Jenny Schlecht reports, the North Dakota Ag Department recently put on a CBD 101 to answer growers' questions.
We specialize in sugar beets, specialty dry beans, wheat, hemp, some soybeans off and on.
Chris Adams farms in both North Dakota and Minnesota, and for the past few years, in addition to his traditional crops, he's been growing industrial hemp for both seed and CBD oil.
The laws vary from state to state and can be complex and confusing, so he's learned a lot the hard way and is happy to offer his hard-earned expertise.
I've trimmed the fat. I've worked my way through the maze and kind of have the right resources for every department, whether it's growing cannabis in Colorado or big farming in North Dakota, and merging the two of those versus to seed and breeding and genetics to processing to retail. And I have the know-how, or know somebody who has the know-how of all those necessary parts of the puzzle.
CBD oil is thought to aid a variety of ailments, including pain and anxiety. It does not contain high levels of THC, the chemical that produces the high in marijuana.
We're here to dispel some misconceptions about CBD or hemp production.
State Ag Commissioner Doug Goring also spoke at CBD 101. While hemp has mostly been grown for seed or fibers since it's been legal in the state, CBD oil seems to be the hemp product growing in popularity to growers, processors, and the public. But he says there's much more to it than just planting seeds.
Certainly less regulatory oversight, but there's still some mandatory stipulations in there, such as still having to go through a background check. You're going to have to pass that before you can get a license. You're required to have a license to grow hemp in the United States.
Right now, there are about 65 farmers growing 4,000 acres of hemp in North Dakota, and Goring expects growth will continue as demand for CBD oil expands. In Bismarck, this is Jenny Schlecht for Ag Week.
Jenny will have much more on this in the next Ag Week magazine and on agweek.com.
Coming up on Ag Week TV in the Soil Health Minute, we'll take a look at some cover crop options for both prevent plant and grazing.
But first, the country is experiencing the worst crop year ever. We'll take a look at yields around the region.
It's the perfect time to get ready for harvest, and North Star Ag has the equipment you need to keep things running smoothly this season. We have a great selection of augers from Meridian and Wheatheart, as well as Batco and Unitube conveyors. Uptime is crucial. Keep your crew in the field longer with a fuel trailer from Thunder Creek. And don't forget, North Star Ag has Meridian hopper bins for any size operation. See our complete new and used equipment inventory at northstarag.com or give us a call.
Mother Nature doesn't always cooperate. So when conditions are right, be ready with genuine Case IH parts from Titan Machinery. Only genuine Case IH parts are engineered to keep your equipment running at peak efficiency when you're running around the clock. Don't risk your bottom line with off-brand parts that don't meet the same standards. Visit your local Titan Machinery dealership today to find out why genuine Case IH parts offer the best value and performance for your operation.
Luckin Trucks and Parts sells quality used parts for all makes and models. With over 50 acres of trucks and parts and new inventory arriving daily. Family owned and operated since 1966, Luckin's specializes in the sale of quality used medium to heavy duty truck parts as well as pre-owned trucks, trailers, and construction equipment. If it's on a truck, we got it. Call us today and let us get you your part.
This is Dennis Belisky reminding you we do auctions and we do them well. You've built your operation with hard work, and when it's time to sell, all or part, you deserve the best. Details from repairs and preparation to promotion and settlements are not routine. Chances are you'll only do this once, so we'll tailor an auction just for you and get it done right. On-site at your farm or added to one of our highly successful Alaris Center auctions, we have the skill, reputation, and integrity to meet your needs with best-in-class commitment and quality service. Find us at resourceauction.com or call 701-757-4015.
When the water's high and your yields are low, 'cause your fields have no place for water to flow, just one call takes care of it all. Call on Field Drainage Incorporated. Call on Field Drainage Incorporated. Call on Field Drainage. The experts in the field.
2019 may go down as the biggest crop disaster year in history, and currently crop conditions are at 7-year lows at 58% good to excellent on corn and only 54% on beans. Farmers attending the Ag PhD Field Day confirmed the dismal crop. I talked to attendees from some of the largest production states to get their view out their back door.
Indiana farmer Kevin Kalb won the NCGA yield contest in 2018 with 388 bushel non-irrigated corn. He won't win any contest this year, as yields will be a train wreck on his farm and for the state, with only 36% of the crop rated good to excellent.
If they take into prevent plant acres and the acres that got wiped out, I just don't think Indiana can make 130. I mean, I don't see how. Probably more like 120 would probably be my guess.
Illinois farmers have never had a planting season disaster of this magnitude. In fact, only 44% of the corn and soybean crop is rated good to excellent.
We lost a lot of high-producing acres in Illinois, maybe 1 million acres of PP. That's not 135 bushel corn. That's the 240 bushel stuff.
He says average bean yields will be down as well, as the crop is short and looks like double crop beans.
If they're 40 bushels, 45 bushels, that'd be a stretch, I think, in some of these late beans.
In Iowa, crop ratings and development don't reflect the variability. In fact, in the Northwest, soybean and corn planting dates are staggered.
The first third will be 200 bushel plus. The second third won't be that far behind, and the last third could get froze off, so we don't really know. We were planting beans already May 10th, but then we didn't get done till June 8th. So I think we're going to have everything from 60 to 50 and maybe even some a little lower.
Nebraska has been the garden spot of the nation, with 75% of the corn and bean crop rated good to excellent. However, Jimmy Frederick says his farm in the southeast corner doesn't reflect that, as he got 24 inches of rain in 2 months.
There's probably 1,200 acres of ours that we didn't get planted. It's been a real struggle all year long.
So he expects a huge hit to soybean and especially corn production.
Bottoms will probably be 100.5. The hills may get 200, but it won't be a even 200.
And no matter where they farm, they're all concerned about the crop making it to maturity. And here's Andrew with our AgriWeather Outlook.
Conditions are improving for the drought areas along and north of the US 2 corridor, but again, there still are several dry patches from Minot up towards the Turtle Mountains and into portions of the Devil's Lake Basin into North Dakota. But other than that, not a whole lot of dry conditions being experienced across the northern plains and upper Midwest. And further to the south, again, just a little bit of dry stuff going on around the Four Corners area, as well as across the northern tier of the Pacific Northwest around Seattle and Portland, where there is some signs of some severe drought conditions starting to develop. But as we go throughout this week, again, we are going to experience a dip in the jet stream, and that's going to allow some cooler weather to take place for much of the plain states and upper Midwest. That heat will stay down across the far southern plains, and there's a reason for this. There's going to be a high pressure that's going to build in across the Greenland area. A lot of heat that was across Europe over the past few weeks is now going to transition itself across the portions of Greenland, and that's going to help to occur some ice melting across the area. In fact, temperatures in Greenland a good 15 to 30 degrees above average for this time of year. Precipitation back closer to home as we go throughout this upcoming week from August 4th through the 10th. We'll see above average precipitation mainly across the four corners of the United States, but anywhere across the plain states and Midwestern states, we will have those occasional isolated showers and thunderstorms that could drop a brief dose of some heavy rainfall, but overall no extreme dry conditions expected and really no extreme wet conditions expected over the lower 48 states for this week. So again, what we are going to continue to track is, again, that warm weather down across the extreme southwestern tier of the U.S. and across the far southern plains, cooler in the central plains and northern plains. And what we are tracking going forward, again, for that precipitation is wet mainly into the Four Corners portion of the lower 48.
At Superior Grain Equipment, we're committed to quality and service, offering you the best in grain storage and dryers for any size operation. Our experts will work with you to determine the most efficient and economical storage solution for your needs. We help protect your bottom line and your future with the industry's best bins and warranties. Make the superior choice for protection today and tomorrow with Superior Grain Equipment.
DTE is your headquarters for flatbeds and service bodies for your truck. Whether you need to haul bales, heavy commercial equipment, or take every tool with you, DTE has the truck equipment you need. We have over 200 units on hand, or will custom build a flatbed or service body on your truck.
Like this Dewey's bale bed with dual lift cylinder arms. Lift, load, and handle your bales with ease.
When you need help at the farm, your business, or in the oil patch, count on DTE. DTE, let us build a truck for you.
How can one tillage tool handle most field conditions, residue types, and tillage practices? It takes a Renegade, the Summers VRT Renegade. Switch from vertical to aggressive tillage and anywhere in between. Adjust blade angles, tillage depth, and more on the go, all from an iPad. Get the tillage results you want, like only the Summers VRT Renegade can. For more information or a demo, contact your Summers dealer.
Steffes Group, selling land and the equipment to farm it since 1960. If you're interested in selling or have questions about our auction process, head to our website at steffesgroup.com to contact us at any one of our 4 locations located throughout the Midwest. You can also visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel to view all of our auction previews and recaps to stay up to date on the market in your area.
With the success of the Case IH Tiger Quad Track and Magnum Road Track tractors, it's no secret why Case IH is the leader of the track. So it wasn't surprising when the competition started imitating us. But only Case IH offers a 5-axle design to give you a smoother ride, more power to the ground, with less berming and compaction. Still, we're flattered. In fact, if we weren't already red, we'd be blushing.
The Ag Week Soil Health Minute is sponsored by the North Dakota Corn Council and the North Dakota Soybean Council.
Increased prevented plant acres in the region this year mean increased cover crop acreage, which can be grazed after September 1st. NDSU Extension Specialist Dr. Abby Wick takes a look at full season cover crop options for grazing in this week's Soil Health Minute.
With the cold, wet spring, Prevent Plant has been on the front of a lot of people's minds. So here on campus, Marisol Berti with NDSU Plant Sciences seeded a bunch of different cover crop mixes for grazing. And so I want to take a look at some of those for this Soil Health Minute on what some of these different species look like and how they've grown in the last 7 weeks. When looking at a full season grazing mix, sorghum is often a component in that mix. And one of the things that Marisol's looked at over the past several years is seeding rate of sorghum. It's a very competitive grass, so if you seed it at too high of a rate, the other species in your cover crop mix may not be expressed. In this plot, she's got a sorghum hybrid that's seeded at 2 pounds per acre. But we also have some of the other species like millet coming through, and then also oats. Here's another option for a full season cover crop, and this one has 2 types of legumes in it. So it has the faba bean and then also peas. And one of the things that I like about using faba bean over peas is that you can see how peas really wrap around everything and create a kind of, could be a difficult residue to plant into next year. But faba beans are more upright, and it's something that maybe will be easier for planting next year. One of the interesting things about looking at these plots is that when you look at the alleyways where tillage is used to manage weeds, you can see the flush of weeds that's coming up in these areas. But as we move into the cover crop plots, you can see how the cover crops are competing and keeping those weeds smaller or not in here at all. In a prevent plant situation, managing the weeds using some form of competition is really critical in preparing the field for next year. If you're looking to use a full season cover crop, either specifically for grazing or in a prevent plant scenario, these are some great options. But we do have more information from research that's being done at NDSU in our Grazing Cover Crops booklet, which can be found at ndsu.edu/soilhealth.
Still ahead on Ag Week TV, a young farmer is back doing what he loves after a terrible accident could have taken it all away.
Dakota Fest is back August 20th through the 22nd in Mitchell, South Dakota. Dakota Fest exists to provide you the tools to grow your family farm operation. Network with over 500 exhibitors specialized in row crop and livestock farming. Attend ag education sessions and experience live equipment demos you can only see in person. Don't forget to bring the family for great food and fun kid events as well. Join Dakota Fest this year, August 20th through the 22nd. For more information and discounted tickets, visit dakotafest.com.
With the all-new GreenFit system from Reichart, plug and play is finally a reality when using John Deere AutoTrack guidance. With existing new products like the Challenger 1000 series or all-new C-Series Rogators from Butler Machinery. GreenFit is an authorized navigation interface that utilizes existing John Deere AutoTrack guidance systems to steer most Challenger tractors and sprayers. GreenFit eliminates the worry of learning and converting to a new steering system when buying an industry-leading Challenger from Butler Machinery. Learn more about GreenFit at butlermachinery.com/greenfit.
Ag Week is excited to bring you the Ag Week app with useful features and the latest news and information right at your fingertips. Get your Ag Week news, weather, and the latest episodes of Ag Week TV. Plus, see real-time information on the futures market and view local cash bids for your crops. Stay updated and take Ag Week with you wherever you are. Download the Ag Week app today.
Where do you go for the latest news in agriculture? Ag Week magazine. Reaching over 70,000 farmers and ranchers in North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, and Montana. Ag Week provides the most up-to-date information on the markets, the trends, and the people who make it all happen. We're your source for news, not fluff. Dependable, trusted. Ag Week. Subscribe today by calling 1-800-811-2580.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
A young Kenmare, North Dakota man is enjoying the life of farming with his dad and brother, but it was almost taken away from him. Hunter Rodin was fresh out of high school and planning for a life on the farm when he was in a terrible crash. Jenny Schlecht has the story in this week's Ag Week cover story.
Hunter Rodin always knew his path would lead back to the family farm. He just didn't expect the detour that journey would take.
And I wanted to be a farmer before even the accident happened.
In June of 2017, Hunter Rodin had just graduated from high school where he had been a gifted football and basketball player. He was planning to study ag at Northland Community and Technical College in Minnesota in the fall. But first, he was spending the summer helping his dad on the farm. But it all came to a crashing halt on June 6th.
I was bringing fuel to my dad as he was running the seeder. I was talking to my dad on the phone actually, and I wasn't really paying attention, I guess, and I didn't see the semi coming across the intersection. I basically hit the semi, and then, I was ejected from the vehicle.
Hunter's dad could hear the crash on the phone and see it from the field he was in.
The first thing I did was call 911 because I knew it was going to be bad, and I drove the tractor as fast as I could across the field to get to where he was. Got over there and saw him on the pavement, and my heart sunk. I started praying right away.
Hunter suffered a traumatic brain injury, but as bad as his injuries were, Hunter worked hard and recovered fairly quickly. He's graduated from college and is back on the farm. Lenny says he's grateful for that and all the help and support they've received from friends and neighbors.
He's been a fighter, he's been a competitor all his life in sports and that, and he just worked at it and got back to where he needed to be.
While Lenny is grateful to have Hunter back on the farm, Hunter may be the happiest of all.
I love just in the evenings when the sun's going down, you're out there, whether it be seeding, combining, or whatever, you can see that sunset go down and you can see all of God's creation, it's pretty miraculous.
Near Kenmare, North Dakota, this is Jenny Schlecht for Ag Week.
You can read more in the next Ag Week magazine or at agweek.com. Thanks for watching this week's edition of Ag Week TV. Remember, for all your ag news, go to agweek.com or download the Ag Week app. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. And we'll see you next week.